Tua Tagovailoa did not have a great game. First loss of the year where he went wire to wire. People act like he hadn't lost a start. Well, he started the Cincinnati game, but that's kind of like an asterisk, and that was a weird, dark period for the league and for the Dolphins. But in every game where he's been healthy and been able to go start to finish, they had won. They were 7-0. And yesterday it just didn't go well. It looked like it was going to go extremely well. Right out of the gates, shot out of a cannon. There go the Dolphins with the Kyle Shanahan offense, knowing exactly what DeMeco Ryans' defense is going to do. That was one of the advantages that Chris Sims said last week Mike McDaniel would have. He knows what DeMeco Ryans does on defense. Zoom, gone. Touchdown. Trent Sherfield, gone. Former 49er, a little revenge game there, gone. Oh, boy, we're going to have a hell of a day. And then Garoppolo gets injured, and it's like, wow, here come the Dolphins. They're going to beat the 49ers, get revenge for Super Bowl 19 all these years later. So it's amazing to me that the defense was able to figure him out, make him look ordinary. Haven't heard much from Tuanon the past 12 hours or so. And he's got the ankle injury, although others have reported, and I confirmed last night, he's good to go. It won't be Skylar Thompson and or Teddy Bridgewater Sunday night against the Chargers. It will be Tua. He'll be fine. He had the ankle injury going into the game. He did miss one series. Skylar Thompson came in and threw an interception. But Tua will be good to go by Sunday night when it's time to take on the Chargers, Miles. You could probably be at that one.
I will, yes.
If you're going to go to Raiders-Rams on Thursday night, I think you deserve to be helicoptered in and have the royal red carpet treatment if you go to Chargers-Dolphins, if you suffer through what's coming on Thursday night.
You want to take care of that for me?
Sure.
Thanks. Yeah, but it's good news that Tagovailoa is not, seriously hurt there, because the Dolphins do need him. And, despite the fact that Teddy Bridgewater is a veteran quarterback, he has plenty of experience in all of those different types of things. You don't necessarily want to go into the late stretch of December and early January with that guy as your quarterback when Tagovailoa has been playing so well. But Mike, you mentioned it. Tagovailoa looked pretty ordinary yesterday as a quarterback. And some of that, I think, definitely had to do with what the 49ers were doing. But other of it, it was just, he just seemed off. There was that one play at the beginning of the game that goes for 75 yards to Sherfield. But then after that, he was sailing passes high. Things just weren't going well for him. I think some of it also might have had to do with the fact that he was missing both of his starting offensive tackles. And when you're going against a defense like the 49ers and you don't have your starting offensive tackles, that probably is going to speed up that clock in your head. So that's not good. But, he hadn't thrown an interception since September. He throws 2 of them. He's stayed away from the bad turnover plays, and he gives 3 of the passes away, if you want to call it that. He has 3 giveaways in the game. So they have to be better than that. Tagovailoa has to be better than that. And I think he will be, because, look, the 49ers have a tendency to pretty much do that to everybody. But Tagovailoa has got to be better down the stretch for the Miami Dolphins if they're going to do the things that they want to do in getting to the postseason and being good in the postseason.
Well, and that's been the big question. At some point, he's going to find himself in a spot where it's not going smoothly, where it's not easy. And I had thought, and this was a point Coach Dungy had been making all year, that at some point they're going to have to go outside in the elements. They'll have to go to Buffalo coming up at some point. They'll have to go to New England coming up at some point. And yes, it is December. I got a full blast of December coming out of the hotel this morning. I can confirm it is December in the Northeast. So that'll have to happen. In the playoffs, the pressure will be higher. It's kind of like what the 49ers have been doing with Jimmy G. And I know that Tua became an MVP candidate and people get caught up in it, but it's a product of great coaching by Mike McDaniel, taking full advantage of the things that Tua does well and keeping him out of situations in which he may stumble, he may fall, he may have the kind of game he had yesterday. And Pro Football Reference has a passing quarterback rating calculator. And look, I still am, even though the quarterback rating is weird, the perfect score is 158.3, and the QBR that ESPN tried to speak into existence as the primary quarterback stat a decade or so ago, when there was a moment in time where a very ordinary game by Charlie Batch was the highest QBR of all time. That's when I don't pay any attention to the QBR. I still am a passer rating guy. And I say that because I took out the Trent Sherfield play yesterday, the 75-yard catch and run. If you take out that play, Tua's passer rating yesterday was 64, which in this day and age in the NFL, when, it used to be a big deal if you were in the 80s. Then it was a big deal if you're in the 90s. Now, if you're a really good quarterback, you're over 100. The best of the best are over 110. 64 is not good. And that potentially is going to happen. Now, I don't know how much of, anytime you see a great offense get shut down, Miles, we think, oh, there's the blueprint. There's the blueprint for shutting down that offense. Well, if you have the 49ers defense, yes, good luck. There, run the blueprint. If you could borrow Nick Bosa for the week, you got your blueprint. The designs look good, but you still need the materials, and the 49ers have them. So I don't know. I still think the Dolphins will be fine. Yes. But, it's some cause for concern because there will be another point where they come up against a great defense in a tough spot, and Tua may get exposed a little bit more.
Look, you mentioned it. If you have the 49ers pieces, then great. Most teams don't have Fred Warner who can help shut down the middle of the field where you have those intermediate passes that a lot of what the Dolphins do, just like the 49ers, is based off of, right? So, you look at the Los Angeles Chargers next week. God love them, but they don't have that kind of personnel that can shut them down. Now, do they have a Khalil Mack? And if he's going against backup offensive tackles, is that a concern? Absolutely. But that's not the same as what the 49ers present in terms of a challenge. So, you can say, oh my gosh, that's the blueprint. But unless you're working with those same blocks and concrete, I'm not necessarily thinking that you're going to have the same kind of day against Tua Tagovailoa, Mike McDaniel, and that Miami Dolphins offense.
It's the same thing we've always heard about Tom Brady. Get pressure up the middle. Get pressure up the middle. Well, not everybody can get pressure up the middle. And but I think that anything the 49ers did, it's not all that exotic and crazy. You just have to have the guys who can do it. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.